This is Jerry Mason, the Kickin Lawyer, and I'm inviting everyone to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. on the Kickin Lawyer fan page on Facebook for Law Talk Live, where we discuss business, politics, current events, and the law. If you miss the live version, you can watch the playback on YouTube or listen on your favorite podcast platform. All right, Jerry Mason, Kickin Lawyer. We're live for another Law Talk. I appreciate you guys taking time to join us today. As always, please like, follow, and subscribe to the content. As you see there, you can follow us on all social media platforms and podcast platforms, wherever you listen to your podcast. We're on TikTok, and we got Josh doing the dances. He likes dancing.
I love the dancing.
And then if you haven't already, please check out Michelle Allen. She's the go-to in the area if you're going to buy, sell, rent, lease real estate. She's also a good community leader, nice person, friend of the show, so you can visit Michelle Allen with Cry Like Realty. If you want to learn to kick people in the face, you can visit Mason's High Octane Martial Arts. We've been open since 1993. We have 2 locations, one in Covington and one in Millington. I'd be glad to help you get on your own road to being a black belt. And then up on the square here, we've opened a business called Jam Books and Records. It's got new books, records, signed memorabilia. What else do I have there? Signed memorabilia, comic books, all kinds of stuff. Just come check us out. And then we've also started Holistic Healthcare and Hormones. My wife, who's a nurse practitioner, will help you optimize your health. You can visit, I think it's holistic.healthhormones.com. I'll have to get Josh to put my website
get it
up.
to me so you can.
And then if you want help with your social media marketing, website design, videos, commercials, visit masonitemarketing.com. I'll be glad to help you out. So that's my own little sales pitch for my stuff. Now, joining me today, I was so impressed. I have Jack. It's Jack and the Fat Man's the group, but it's Jack and Mike. His father is actually Jack and the Fat Man. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank y'all for having us.
So look, I've people that follow any of my stuff know that I'm a huge. I don't have any musical skill, first of all, right? So like I played piano for a couple years and sucked at it as a kid, and then I did dance. So I have rhythm. I was actually a dancer for like 5 years, but I can't sing. I can't play instruments. But I have tons of respect for it because you know Austin, right? And then Noah, who's almost like my kid from NA, the band, are they're very musically talented. Jude too. Jude, my son Jude is in it, and they're skilled. They get some musical skill from their mother who could sing. But anyway, so I have a lot of respect for it. But look, being around it, even though I can't do it, I can recognize talent. And when you guys performed at the Ruffin that time, I'd never seen you before. I mean, y'all did great. By the way, it wasn't just you. You're super talented on that guitar, man. Like rock star level. I could not. I went out and I think I kind of pissed off the other groups because I went outside after one of the songs, and the main group that was performing that night was out there, and like their guitar guy was out there, and I was going on and on about you playing that guitar. About it's the best thing I'd ever seen. There's no reason to even stay. Like just all this kind of stuff. Not in a bad way. Just saying I was so impressed. But then also you're very talented too. I don't want to take it away. But what I enjoyed about you is, and I think I told you this, your pure joy of being up there, doing what you love also with your son, right, I could relate to. So just anyway, I was very impressed with you guys. So I appreciate you coming and joining us here today.
Thank you for having us, man. Yeah. This is an honor.
Well, why don't y'all tell everybody a little bit about your own background, how you got to doing this, and all that.
Well, let's see. Jack was born in 2005.
2005.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
At about age 7, we took a stage together for the first time. And he grew up listening to me play guitar and front some bands and stuff like that. And he wanted me to teach him, so I taught him very little on purpose. I said, and I always told him, I said, look, man, if you're going to play a guitar in front of people, you play a song from beginning to end. And I'll be damned, he did it. He picked it up and he learned his songs from beginning to end, and he practices and practices and practices. And
I have a lot of fun.
Right. And
Most
so
definitely.
When we first started doing this thing, I was playing the bass and playing the cajon with my feet.
I was doing everything.
So I was like a self-contained rhythm section while he does his singing and songwriting and all this stuff. And then as time's gone on, we added a bass player to our group.
Yeah, yours your buddy, right?
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
Brian King. Right.
Yeah, well, and he did great too. I mean, y'all's whole group your whole vibe was good. You have kind of an old soul though,
right?
Like a lot of the music you did was older stuff, which is impressive that someone your age would be interested in.
I just love old music. I love the vibe of it all. it's just something about that old music. Mm-hmm. I love it.
So why don't each of you tell me sort of who were your musical inspirations? Like what's inspired? I mean, obviously Dad's going to play a part for you, but like an artist, who do you think is inspiring to you?
Let's see. Me personally, starting from way back in the day, Robert Johnson is a great influence on me. I love his music. B.B. King, Freddie King, Albert King, all the Kings. I love Jim Croce.
That's my favorite.
Jim Croce is he's great. And I don't like Jim Croce just because you showed him to me.
Right, because there's songs that you showed me by him that I didn't even know existed.
Right.
So he'll bring me stuff a lot of times that I've never heard of. It's older stuff, you know, but for whatever reason, it slipped through the cracks.
That's how my son does. When Austin, it's so funny, and you probably do something similar. When Austin felt bad for me 2 months ago, I went to go compete in a powerlifting meet. I like lifting weights and stuff, right? And I decided I was going to compete in this meet in Missouri, and it was like a 7-hour drive or something. And I was going to go alone. Well, none of the kids would go with me. I think Austin felt bad for me, so he decided to ride with me, right? Well, anyway, on the whole way there, he's on YouTube showing me all this random music, and he's big on watching guitar players. So I learned a lot about what he likes. That's people that in that subculture are very popular, but that I wouldn't have known otherwise.
Right.
So he introduced me a lot of stuff. A lot of it's older guitar players too. So on that, so not to stop you guys, because you didn't give me who's your inspiration. You said Jim Croce.
Jim Croce for sure, and then I always like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix, that whole thing. But Steve Miller Band, Elton John, those are big influences of mine as well.
So Jack and the Fat Man, do y'all consider yourself? I don't want to pigeonhole you in a genre, but is it like Southern rock, or like what do you think you are?
This is the most difficult thing to answer,
right?
isn't it?
We do like a lot of blues, and then some Southern rock, country.
Yeah.
We try to folk.
Americana.
Try to do a lot of everything. So
it's all over the place.
it's whatever you want it to be.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I obviously I like NA the band also, but I really enjoyed your performance.
They're our favorite, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Love
And you
those
stepped
guys.
in and helped them last weekend.
Yeah,
didn't
that
you?
was.
Thank you.
No, they actually helped us
Right.
too.
I thought the picture I saw you were playing guitar with them.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
the first one,
Austin
yes.
broke his wrist,
Right.
with working out with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, we were literally squatting. He's decided he's going to be a daddy now, which is a blessing. I'm going to be a granddaddy. And he found out, and he said he wasn't going to be the fat dad. So he wanted to start going to the gym with me again. And Austin, so I own these martial arts schools, right? That's why I'm this karate kicking guy. Anyway, growing up, all my kids were in my martial arts schools all the time with me. And Austin actually fought mixed martial arts when he was 6 years old. So he had multiple MMA fights, got a black belt, and was like wanting to be like me. And then all of a sudden, it was around 6 or 7. My ex, their mother's father, was a guitar player. Jim Harden, you may know him. He's good in his own right. He's more of he likes like folky type music, John Denver type stuff's what he likes. Anyway, so he was teaching him a little bit, kind of like you're saying, and then Austin got to picking the guitar up. And he was all about performance, though. He used to always want to do talent shows and show out, and he would do martial art demonstrations, play the guitar, tell jokes, like literally did all this different stuff. Anyway. But yeah, around the same time, he picked it up and got big into it. But he was torn because he kind of at the time wanted to be like me, so he did mix the martial arts. I said all that to say because now, as an adult, he's kind of gotten out of the habit of working out, but he knows how to. So we were at the gym Thursday, and we were doing legs. I was all excited because I had somebody with me, my kid. Kind of like you. I was excited. I was in my element, and my kid's there with me. And we were doing squats, and it was just warm-up squats, like one plate on there. And I did my set, and I went to go get some more weight. And all of a sudden, I hear this boom, and I look over, and he's sitting on the ground. The weight's behind him, and he says, "That was embarrassing." And I was like, "What happened?" He just fallen with it backwards, and somehow the weight smashed his hand and broke his wrist. So, but he was concerned because Saturday they had the gig. That's the first thing he said is, "Oh no, I can't play the guitar," you know. And so I thought when I saw you in the picture, I thought you had stepped in to
right. Yeah, that's what. And then also later on that night we had another gig. But I've been having kind of some trouble singing, so they stepped in at our gig and helped us out. So
we're good.
We ended up jamming for 4 hours.
Man, it's great when all y'all are together because you get musical people like that. They just jam. We'll have to show you the back. Have you been to the back here? So the back of the firm has a setup for a full band.
Oh, okay.
And so we have like 3 or 4 bands that practice back here all the time. So, I mean, they literally come in the evenings and go back there and jam. And then sometimes different ones will show up together and and all those guys that you've been around here are doing that all the time.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. It's amazing to me how much talent is in this area musically that I think people take for granted.
Right.
When I owned the Cellar, I was managing the booking for the acts. And that's how I really started seeing how much musical talent was around here, because I'd book all of them to come in there, and some are just amazing. And then it's crazy that nobody locally they may know, but I just mean like nationally, you would think they would be known. You know, they're so talented.
Right.
So, what is the long-term goal with Jack and the Fat Man?
Well,
let's see.
we're doing this full time now.
Yeah, we are doing
Nice.
this. We are doing this full time.
That's great.
We're not necessarily in this to get rich and famous. That's not our goal.
Most artists aren't, which I think is a mistake. But anyway,
we just want to be able to, go day to day doing this.
You just want to be able to make a living and do what you love.
Put a roof over our head and eat. That's like that Bob Dylan movie. He said, "I want to be an artist that eats."
Yeah, that's kind of
I
important.
completely relate to that.
Yeah. Well, don't. So I've managed groups now. We even produced the first NA the Band album. Me and my law partner funded it and went to Nashville, rented a studio, and this is before they had the other band members. It was just Austin and Noah.
Oh, okay.
And so we hired studio musicians, did the whole thing. I'm very familiar with how that works. And at one point, my partner even had like a music production company. And I said all that because I just warn musicians to be real careful with as you start to get some success, when people like me that don't have the skill come along and try to swoop you up. You just got to be real careful what you sign, of course.
Right.
Luckily, you got a dad that I'm sure is going to be looking out for y'all's best interest along the way. Yeah.
Sure.
So are y'all gigging all the time? Like every weekend? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
It's really starting to pick up. Yeah.
Great.
We're getting out 2 or 3 times a week now.
Man, that's awesome. Where at?
Let's see. We're playing at the Old Witten Tavern. We're playing at Rotolo's. We've got the 10th Inning in South Haven.
Huey's.
Yeah, we picked up Huey's here recently.
3 different locations of Huey's.
Right.
Well, tell people, give it a little more specific stuff. You know the dates and
got your book.
places.
I do have my book.
Yeah, let them know where they can see it. Because I'm going to go and tell you, I've had different acts on. And this dude over here, Jack's guitar skills, I have never seen live before. And I've seen, this is what Austin, he's impressed by you too. But he was like, but you saw, I saw Chris Stapleton. I saw, what's his name? King. Marcus King. Alan Stone. Man, I've seen some of the big ones live. And when I saw their concert, I really wasn't that impressed with it, to be honest. Like they were just, Alan Stone is good, but like Chris Stapleton had no stage presence when I saw him. And I could just feel your joy in doing it. I hope you never lose that. That was one of the things that was contagious for me as an audience member.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you.
That's high praise. Thank you.
Yeah. So what you got?
Let's see. So the 23rd, it's on a Friday night. We're actually going to be playing the Cellar.
Cool.
We've got that booked. We're going to do a patio gig there. And then we're going to do Italian Fest on the 30th, which is in Memphis at Marquette Park. So let's see. Let me backtrack just a touch. This Friday night, Jack will be playing with Motel California, which is the Eagles tribute band at Neil's, and he'll do that. And then on the 30th of May, we'll do Jack and the Fat Man at the Italian Fest, but then also the Motel California is going to headline that night. So he's got stuff going on that doesn't even have to do with Jack and the Fat Man. And then we're doing the Neshoba on the 1st of June.
Is that the one in Collierville? I've been there.
That's a nice place.
Steve Roadhamel's band was there. He's in several, but it was nice. I was impressed with it.
And then we've got Rotolo's on the 18th, and then we're going to do the Ruffin Theater again on the 21st of June.
And who is that? Y'all alone or groups or how
It's going to be Noah Smith, Sky King. They're going to do some solo stuff, and then we're going to headline.
Nice.
And this time the tickets are going to be sold through the Tipton Arts Council. So tiptonartscouncil.org is how you would get tickets. And they'll also be available at the door too. So we're really looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah. Hopefully that'll be a good one.
Sky King he's a very
I don't know that I'm
talented.
familiar with that one. I mean, Noah obviously I know, but I don't know about.
Sky's a really
He's a good songwriter. Yeah, okay. He's really good.
Really good. So I think he'll open up, and then Noah goes on, and then we'll close out the show.
Cool. Yeah, so Noah, I'm sure y'all know, Noah and Austin went to college together and got to be best buddies, and so that's how they're together. They've been buddies. And then Noah, the struggle they're having, and it's always interesting me with bands, is you got Noah and Jude, my youngest son, who are both basically single, not sure what's going on, doing whatever they want to do, right? And then you got Austin and always call him Timmy. It's not Timmy. He's gonna be mad. I can't remember his name. I would call him Timmy because I make fun of him. I use South Park. I go Timmy. The drummer, Hunter. Thank you. Hunter and Austin are both married, and so they have other things kind of pulling at them. And so Noah's in the band, and Annie's Noah, and it's all good. So I always tell them the same, and I'm sure y'all figure it out as family. You just got to make sure. The only thing that's important to me is you're having fun, and you stay friends.
Right.
Try to stay friends all through the whole thing. So cool. I was going to ask you this because especially you, Jack, because you're such big on the guitar, and now that I didn't know till you just told me you played guitar because you were on the drums. Mm-hmm. But who do you think is like the pinnacle guitarist?
Oh man, wow.
I know it's always hard to answer.
That is a tough one.
And Noah and Austin example and Jude, I talk with them about it all the time, and they're like, well, it depends on genre, it depends on what you're talking about. But like, if you had to pick one, who do you think is the pinnacle guitarist?
Man, let's see. I'm gonna break this up into two of them. Okay, acoustic guitar. I'm gonna say Mario Muehlheisen, the guitar player that played with Jim Croce.
Okay.
I don't know that I would have recognized that. That's interesting.
Right.
Like all that little background lead and stuff and all that. That's Maury. He was great.
Yeah.
Then, oh man,
he doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
He doesn't.
Right.
But as far as electric goes, dude, that's I don't know. Let's see.
What do you think, Mr. Mike?
Tommy Emmanuel.
I agree with that.
Tommy Emmanuel's bad to the
even though he plays
man.
acoustic too.
He plays acoustic.
But overall, acoustic.
But it's just on a
guitar player wise, he's insane.
Level. What about blues? What old Kingfish?
Kingfish, that dude's pretty bad.
I dig Marcus King a lot.
Marcus King, he's a good songwriter. He's a really good songwriter.
As far as like a blues guitar player, Albert King.
Albert King, yeah.
Right.
Most definitely. I respect
Probably
that.
Albert King. But there's so many of them.
It's
such a loaded question.
No, it is. I know, and it's hard. It's like with me, if you ask me who's the greatest martial artist, there's all these different types, which one you pick. So I get it. But it's always interesting to me. It kind of tells me things about people, what inspires them, and what they're motivated by. And also, I learned too, because like two of those names I'd never heard of, and like with Austin and Noah and Jude, because I look at them as sort of the experts for me on music, and so they'll mention somebody I'll have to look up, and then I try to stay in the know with them at least.
Right.
And so again, I told you in the beginning, I'm gonna put you on the spot, but if y'all want to do a song or something, you're welcome to. You got anything?
That's up to you.
Yeah, we could do one.
Okay. I got my box.
So while you're figuring that out, did you do y'all have an album or anything out, or working on one?
We have a bunch of singles and stuff out on Apple Music and Spotify. They're all recordings that we've done ourselves.
Sure. So I mean, nowadays they're as good as just about anything else.
Right.
We just see our thing is we don't know what we're doing, so we're just trying to figure it out one recording at a time.
That's the best way to do it.
It's a blast.
We set up a room at the house that's. I'm not going to call it a studio because that's kind of pretentious.
Well, it's like I say, this is a studio,
but it is. I mean, it's got really good equipment in there and separation and sound deadening and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what you do. So look, my podcast thing years ago, I was sitting in front of my computer, and I realized there was kind of a hole locally on just talking about law stuff. And so I used my Mac, very grainy picture from the camera, edited it myself, and then that grew into, I should have some guests on. So I started having people buy me in front of my Mac. And then I bought, for Christmas one year, my wife got me this tower that had a light on it and a little, again, kind of a crappy camera and a boom mic, a mic like this that came out one arm. So I started using that. And then I got the idea, you know what, we need to go do this. So I hired Josh in. He's my brother. This is my little brother, Josh. And he does his own Masonite marketing and Mason Studios video production stuff. And we started with some real basic equipment. We got some basic cameras, basic mics. And then we went to another level. So this is the next level that we've got of cameras and mics and computers and all this stuff. Because when I tell you the hard part for us, this is unrelated to music, but you may respect it. I wanted to do the show live. It was important to me to be able to post it live on social media platforms and people interact with us while it's live, ask questions, talk to you. And what we didn't realize is that's like setting up a television setup because you got to be able to switch between cameras live. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you record it in post, you can go in and edit however you want.
Right.
And so Josh had to become an expert on it and figure out how, and that was very complicated to do. But Josh did a great job with it. He surmounted it. We got the stuff set up. And for the first 2 years, every episode Tuesdays I think we did it at 5 o'clock, was live.
Then we discovered that 99% of the people watching were watching the playback
after
the live feed.
So now we're pre-recording them and then we dump them in later.
Right.
So. All right. Well, you want to do You want to do a little yodeling?
So yodeling. Where do you want us to do this?
I mean,
Just
however,
sitting
yeah. I mean, right there is usually where we do it. If y'all can do it, I don't mean to put you on the spot about it, but
Let's see here.
Take these off for just a second.
while they're doing that, I'll remind you if you haven't already, you can like and follow all our stuff. We really are trying to get our YouTube numbers up. So all you guys follow us on Facebook, and we appreciate that, and y'all follow us on TikTok, and we appreciate that. But we really like to get our YouTube up. Our YouTube, I think we've only got like 1,200 subscribers. So if you get a chance, I would appreciate it if you go check us out over on YouTube. And then, of course, our bookstore's always got sales on, and if you just email us, we'll put you on a newsletter, and you'll get coupons to come check out Jam Books and Records right here on the Square in Covington. We're open 6 days a week. Check us out. We got a lot of records. If you're into music, you can come check out. I think we even got some Jim Croce in there, and you can see us at the bookstore.
You got room over there?
Man,
I know it's tight. I didn't mean for y'all to have to.
Oh no,
no, this is perfect.
we're gonna make it happen.
And so look, I'll tell you, we've done this so many. Because what number is this, Josh?
177.
So this is 177 podcasts we've done, right? So a bunch of different guests and a lot of musical guests. And the most awkward one we had is one time I had Elvis on. Okay, this Elvis guy, Elvis impersonator, and I love him. He's a great dude. But when he got to singing this love song, he was looking me in the eye the whole time. And I was like, well, I ain't looking away. And so then it got real awkward. It's just me staring at him and him staring at me singing a love song. So don't be offended if I'm not looking at you.
Oh my gosh.
You have to watch your symbol there, man.
Yeah, man. Probably should have left it at the house.
Oh, it's all good. Is there a way you can slide it over a little bit?
Man. Just don't.
All right, well, let's try this one.
Yeah, whatever you're gonna do.
All right, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this one first. So this is a newer one that I wrote. I guess it's been a couple weeks ago now, and I was sitting in bed watching a documentary on the songwriter Jason Isbell.
Yeah, I know who
Great
it is.
songwriter, and it's like 1:00 in the morning. I'm trying to go to bed. I'm watching this, so the song lyrics and melody came to me, so I had to get out of bed and grab a guitar and start writing this one. So this is called Brushes. Well, I was a painter. I've been a different shade of the same old gray forever. It's been so long, and I was a canvas, but behind the gray, the finer things are waiting. My works of art, well, my color wheel has left me here in a room full of paintings, but the things I've drawn are all long gone, and they ain't worth saving. So I'll find a way to rearrange the colors in my mind till the gray is gone and I've learned to paint it right. Well, I was an artist with an abstract mind and an easel now that's breaking my crooked lines and telling a story of a stubborn man who's leaving what he's making in another time. Well, my color wheel has left me here in a room full of paintings, but the things I've drawn are all long gone, and they ain't worth saving. So I'll find a way to rearrange the colors in my mind till the gray is gone and strings I've drawn are all long gone, they ain't worth saving. So I'll find a way to rearrange the colors in my mind till the gray's gone and I've learned to paint it right. Yeah, till the gray's gone and I've learned to paint it right. Yeah, till the gray's gone and I've learned to paint it right. Something like that.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was very good. Josh knows too. We've had a lot of people on, and
I
he don't normally
I
say
was about
nothing.
to say, I'm not easily impressed. That was actually very genuinely very, very good.
Thank you so much.
Cool. How about one, Jack, that highlights the guitar that you do? Because there were some solos that you did in
I'm
there
gonna hold this for 1 second. Let's see.
that was very impressive.
We could,
Do you ever play a 12-string, or are you always on a?
I do play 12 string occasionally. What about Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, or you got anything that you could do, any kind of lead, incorporate any kind of lead in?
Perry wasn't sure about your cymbal. He's over there standing. What is that?
What is that thing?
Man, I think the closest I'm gonna be able to get to doing a lead with this would be Mr. Johnson, probably.
Okay, all right. I'll try to keep it tame.
Well, y'all do whatever you got to do. I enjoy it. I think Perry will be all right. I should have got him some earmuffs.
All right, you want to tell the story on
So
this
this
one?
particular song here, we went down to the crossroads about 3 years ago.
Down to the Mississippi Delta.
Right. And we were searching for Robert Johnson's grave, and we found it. And it was really kind of interesting, supernatural-ish.
Sure.
Probably in our heads, whatever. But we get out of the car at the cemetery, no wind. As soon as we open the door, the wind's blowing leaves in the direction of the gravestone. I mean, to talk about a hairstone.
It gives me chills thinking about it, yeah.
So he left a purple pick on the headstone.
One of these.
Right. And we think that Robert Johnson gave us this song. At
Nice.
least inspired it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And we find purple picks everywhere now.
He's
I
living
think that's
for
just because I play guitar, man.
Right.
you. You notice him.
All right, let's see. Well, the crossroads after midnight, trying to get away from the candlelight. He's running off to get away. The hellhound's on his trail today. Well, everybody that knows said he ain't the same since he went down to the crossroads that day. Tried to flag her out, to track her down. Caught a boxcar train to the edge of town. Yeah. Couldn't play the blues until the day Mr. Johnson's soul got carried away. Yeah. Well, everybody that knows said he ain't the same since he went down to the crossroads that day. the news, Mr. Johnson's the king of the Delta Blues.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
It's real good, man. I can listen to y'all all day. It's really good. Man, I don't know how the music industry works now with getting the records out. I know you make them at home, and I just want you to maximize the revenue on it.
Right.
It's like I tell my kids, it's great to enjoy it, but it doesn't lose the artistic value if you're making $1.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
You can look at it this way. You can make much better music if you're not stressed. Well, maybe not. Maybe you need the stress. If you're not stressed about the money. So it's I wish y'all the best on getting an album out. How many originals do you have right now?
23.
20 something.
Oh yeah, you got more than enough to do like an album or
Right,
something.
right.
You can figure out how to get it out there.
We're just, now that we can devote more time to it,
Sure.
I think it's going to happen for us.
Great,
Yep.
great.
Just gotta
Yeah.
figure out the process.
And
Yeah,
then-
no, I get it.
And then also, too, merch. Live performance and merch, I think, is where where you're going to make your money.
Yeah.
Unless you get picked up and get thrown on a tour and
You're
all
right.
that kind of stuff.
Well, you can locally gig in and like you're saying, selling a little merch. I think you can make okay money. I don't know that to the degree.
Right.
I managed the boys for a little bit and was trying to set their gigs up. They were so young, and I didn't want $1. I just wanted them to succeed. And get the exposure they deserve because they're super talented too,
Right.
and people just don't know. They've got a decent local following though, and like I know y'all started or doing some stuff in a church too, right? Like wasn't there?
Yeah, the first time we ever took a stage together was at a church. Yep.
Yeah.
At a talent show. Yep.
And that was local, right?
Yes, sir.
So I mean, you're starting to get, I think, and you're doing the right stuff. You're going to all the local stuff where the other musicians are, and from what I can tell, the majority of them, with maybe one exception, are pretty supportive of everybody else being successful.
Absolutely.
So that's great.
That's what we love about doing all this is meeting all the cool people that
Man, we've
along
met.
the way, man. It's just great.
Yeah, we've met some killer folks in this past year.
Yeah.
Just some very supportive people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't think of, honestly, anybody that I don't call a friend at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody that we've met has been really supportive.
That's good.
So we
That's
love
good.
all
That's
of
good to
them.
hear.
Because we also don't look at this as a competition at all.
Yeah.
If other people do, they do, but we don't.
We're just doing it for the love of
I don't
music.
disagree with you. So we opened the bookstore up here, and there's another guy that's got a used bookstore on the corner. And at the time, there was a lady opening a Christian bookstore kind of across the way. And I had somebody ask me like, "Well, are you going to try to like compare?" I was like, "It's not competition." I went to New Orleans. I go to New Orleans a lot, and in New Orleans, and I'm a big nerd, so I read all these books. They literally, the bookstores advertise each other. They have like a book crawl to motivate you to go see the other books. They're bookstores, right? Because there's 4 or 5 of them down there in the French Quarter, and it's I enjoyed the just walking around, looking and finding the store. Anyway, so I want to do the same thing up here. With hey, if 3 bookstores, great. We should motivate each other to go together. It doesn't have to be a competition.
Right.
Typically, I think the people that in law, I do have some people that view me as competition in law. But I think that's their problem. I don't try to compete with anybody.
Yep.
Right.
I do my own thing, and I think that's the best way to be original, unique, and probably less stress too. Is just focus on yourself.
Yep.
Right.
So, but y'all have a slight advantage. You're very talented, and not that other people aren't, but I think it's levels to it. And you're only, how old are you?
I just turned 20.
Yeah, so you're a baby. You're like Jude. My son's the baby. He's 20.
Right. Yep.
Matter of fact, he was the one telling me about you, how nice you were, because y'all the same age. He was kind of hitting it off. Because he plays the guitar a little bit, but the last year or so, a couple of years, he's gotten into bass real big.
Mm-hmm. He was at my birthday party with Noah a couple weekends ago. We all jammed in the backyard.
Nice.
It was a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have to get. When we're done, if my partner's still here, I'm going to introduce you to him, Brian Huffman. He's seen y'all, but I don't know if you've met him. He's in a couple bands.
Okay.
And he's a lead in. What is the name of that new one? Peter Blunt System is their name of their band. And it's not about like a Blunt. It's about from the 80s Caddyshack. He's a lawyer, and in the 80s Caddyshack movie, the lawyer in that one said he was going to do, his name was Peter Blunt. Anyway, it's a play on that. But they do like Southern rock, that kind of stuff, and they're going around gigging too. One of the guys that's helping him with that, though, is actually out of Somerville. So they've got contacts to do stuff over in Somerville. But they come and practice here in the back a lot too. But what's interesting to me is how you're 20 and you're however old you are.
50.
Okay, yeah. So I'm 46, so we're closer in age. Brian's 51, and then all these folks come together and are joined in music. It's across generations.
Right.
So it's really cool to see that happen.
Yep.
So Brian's brother Aaron played bass, and he was in a band for a long time. And Aaron died a couple years ago, within months of our father dying. And so Aaron had taught Coates, who's Brian's son, Aaron's nephew, and Jude, the bass. That's where they first learned bass, was from Aaron. So Coates is now in that band with Brian and plays bass. You know, from what he learned, is still kind of carrying it on from. And so I just think it's awesome because Aaron, you know, he was a super genius guy, was my best friend. That's how I got to know Brian. Matter of fact, that's this tattoo is Aaron's got a bass head on it. But his legacy is carried on both through Jude, my son, and through Coates playing the bass. You know, and he would just think that's great.
Right.
You know, he would think that it's awesome. So I think it's awesome that y'all all play together.
Yeah,
so
man.
if people want to find out more about you, I'll ask you to tell that, and then maybe if you take us out with one more song, unless there's something else you guys want to leave them. But where can they find out more about you guys?
JATFM.com.
We're working on a new website.
But the other one's still
But
up.
it is
so
still
you can
up,
still
yeah.
find out. And all of our gigs are listed there as well. Also,
What is the JATFM?
Jack and the Fat Man.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's just it was
Abbreviated.
too long.
Yeah,
to type it
yeah.
all the way out.
Yeah.
And then we've got our Facebook page, Jack and the Fat Man.
Okay.
There's a public and a private. It doesn't matter which one. It's just that when we started it, we accidentally started it as a private group.
Gotcha.
And then we got the Instagram,
Yep. Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok,
It's all just Jack and
Jack
the
and the
Fat
Fat
Man.
Man.
Jack and the Fat Man.
Right.
Great. That's good. It's always best to have it. All my stuff's Kickin' Lawyer. Anywhere you go, Kickin' Lawyer, it's going to pop up, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Websites, otherwise. That's great.
The only problem that we have is there used to be an old show called Jake and the Fat Man.
Well, that's why I keep mixing it up.
Right.
When I first brought you out at the Ruffin, I mean, I know it's Jack, but for some reason the Jake is what
Right.
kept
Right.
popping up.
Yeah.
You walk in today and I do the same thing. So
But it's when growing up, they always called me the Fat Man. That's what my kids called me. So it has nothing to do with that show whatsoever.
Yeah.
We were at a rehearsal.
you're
one-
not really fat. So what?
I don't know.
I guess from a kid's
Has
perspective.
been
I was
what they
down
called me.
lower.
Yeah. From a kid's perspective, maybe. In fact, people tell me I'm fat. So anyway.
But yeah, that's where the name came from, though.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, you want to do one more?
Absolutely.
What you got, man? He's playing on a new guitar right now.
I see it's a Taylor. That's what. So I had to save money up for Christmas one year and bought Austin his Taylor, and he still plays it to this day.
Sorry.
Yeah, Taylors are great. I love Taylors.
Yeah. Well, the problem is though that we've got two Taylors in the shop right now, and we had to go pick this one up because he's going to be playing Friday night, and he didn't have a guitar to play on.
Gotcha.
Because the boy is rough on guitars.
Yeah, well, I mean, you put enough heat on them.
What we gonna do?
All right, let's do Sweet Summer.
Okay.
This is one that we wrote in the wintertime.
I'm gonna try.
Because you're looking forward to the summer.
Right, because we don't like the cold weather.
Yeah.
We'll try. Last song I was trying to sing and it wasn't working out for me, so we'll see if
Let's see.
we'll better this time.
See if I can not hit you. Sunrise in the morning don't seem to be the same. I'm out here on the west coast where the sun don't know your name. There's snowfall in December, so you're stuck up there in Maine. You're out there on the east coast where the sun don't know my name. There's a street light still shining through your window pane. You've turned off your radio, but my song's still the same. Well, the roads are rough where I come from. I guess some things never change. While I'm out here on the west coast where the sun don't know my name. It's been a sweet summer with falling rain. Well, it's been a sweet summer with falling rain. Well, it's been a sweet summer with falling rain.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
It's like a Bob Dylan, Leonard Skinner, John
Hey,
Denver
that's cool, man. Thank you.
mix thing. I like it.
Thank
It's
you.
good.
And then when we got Brian and I'm on the drums and he's on the electric guitar, it's a whole nother
Yeah,
world.
no, it is. That's why, man, I enjoyed y'all's whole deal, you know. We had planned on just showing up. We always, for a long time, I didn't miss any of the boys' gigs. I went to everything they had because I'm the dad. I was even selling the merch. Like I was standing there doing whatever, whatever to support the kids. And then they was just getting so busy with so much, it just got to where I was missing a couple of them. So we always try to show up, but we didn't really intend to be there the whole time. But we really enjoyed your performance. So
Well, thank you,
y'all did a
man.
great
Thank you.
job. And I thank you for being on too. Tell them one more time the web. I know it's all Jack and the Fat Man, and the website was
JATFM.com.
JATFM.com. And make sure you guys follow and check these guys out. As you see, they have tons of talent. But the only way for them to take their music bigger and better places is for you guys to support them. And the easiest way to support them is just following, and commenting and sharing their stuff. If you can see them on, that's one. The second easiest way is go watch them, go see the gigs and check them out.
Right on.
So what is the next one you have? Just real quick. I know you went through all of them, but
The
what's
Cellar.
the
The
Cellar
Cellar next Friday
and that's
night.
next Friday night.
Mhm.
Okay. Is it still 6 to? What time are you doing that? I used to do them at
I should
6.
say,
Yeah, we'll start
what's
at
the,
6.
Okay.
What's the one after that one? Because this will go up probably the week after that.
Oh, it'll be the week
Yeah,
after.
so
Okay,
it'd be
never
whatever-
mind. So-
whatever the one is after the
Okay.
Cellar, yeah, it would be the next one.
I guess Italian Fest on
Cool.
the 30th.
On May 30th.
Right.
Okay,
right.
cool. Nice.
And then we will be going out of town with Noah. We're going to Nashville because we're going to hit the street corners on 24th and 25th.
I think
of
that'll
this
be
month.
fun. I
That's
think
going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking
You'll
forward to
enjoy
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of musicians down there, and I've been in a lot of those different places, and some are good and some aren't so good, but there's opportunity down there for sure. So, cool. Well, Jack and Mike, Jack and the Fat Man, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
y'all for
guys
having
that
us.
were watching us. As always, follow, subscribe to the content. We're on all social media platforms, and as I said earlier, I'm really trying to get our YouTube numbers up. We got 30,000 on TikTok. We got maxed out on Facebook. Need some YouTube help, so give us some love. And then Michelle Allen, who we'll probably have on the show again real soon, is the local Cry Like Realtor. If you're going to buy, sell, rent, lease real estate, she'd be glad to help you out. Just visit her at Cry Like Realtors, Michelle Allen in our area. If you haven't learned to kick people, come to Mason's Martial Arts, masonsmartialarts.com. One location in Covington and one in Millington. Been doing it 30 plus years. We're glad to have you guys join us. And then Jam Books and Records has now been open about a year and a half on the square here in Covington. We got books, records, signed memorabilia, lots of cool stuff. Come see us on the square in Covington. If you want to optimize your health, it's not just for people that this is where we're trying to make you a better, be able to live better and function better. It's holistic healthcare and hormones. And I think it's holistichealthhormones.com is the website. And then Masonite Digital Marketing, if you're needing help with your brand, your social media marketing, your commercials, website design, etc., just visit at masonitemarketing.com. And as always, we hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next time on Law Talk, so keep kicking. Thanks for watching, guys. Just remember that this is not legal advice or investment advice or business advice. This is for fun and entertainment purposes only.